Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Sophie Beaumont and I work for the BBC in Core Services. A little bit about me. I was born in Barnsley and moved to Manchester after university to work on the BBC's Software Engineering Graduate Scheme in 2015. I'm now a Senior Software Engineer and the Accessibility Lead for Core Services. I'm also an Ostomate and an amateur digital artist. Well, an ostomate is someone who has a stoma. In 2015, I was diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease, and that resulted in August 2016 in me having an ileostomy fitted that I named Squishy. I have the most amazing support from my family, my friends, and my work colleagues that remove any potential barriers to my life being awesome. I came back to work with a fresh passion for accessibility and wanting our audience to have that same level of support in using our products. My role is a combination of engineering, accessibility, and communication. I'm currently working in the team that's building the new digital platform for online BBC products. It means collaborating across several capability teams and disciplines, knowledge sharing, guiding where I can, and constantly learning. I perform a bridging role between guidelines and the implementation, steering in the grey areas and staying close to the technical complexities that can sometimes make accessibility harder to embed. I also communicate with our Accessibility Champions Network, other accessibility leads, and the accessibility team in UX&D. There are lots of challenges associated with making a project as vast as this, as accessible as possible. We're producing a set of extremely shareable components, and scaling accessibility in that context is certainly not a simple task. Just because an isolated component is accessible doesn't mean that a whole experience with 5 other components will be accessible by default. We use React, and our experiences update data within the page without necessarily requesting a brand new page from the server. One of the most interesting challenges we face is making this experience great for our assistive technology users. For example, how do we handle focus and announcing updated content? Shifting culture in teams that join our platform is also a challenge. How do we align their processes and introduce the standard of embedded accessibility that we want everyone to be able to achieve? And lastly, how can we automate as much as possible to leave space for the necessary manual accessibility testing that needs to take place? Despite those challenges, the teams that we work with have put in a lot of effort that has resulted in many successes. From knowledge sharing, we introduced accessibility swarms, which bring teams together to review a feature's accessibility. We've seen great examples of embedded accessibility in our components that make improvements easier to make. Just the other week, we changed the way our skip to content link functions in the global navigation. I was able to make the improvement in one place and roll out the change to every product using the platform, meaning that they got the improvement for free. We've been able to lower the bar of entry for colleagues with an interest in accessibility by running cross-discipline knowledge-sharing sessions and sharing positive accessibility changes in our show and tells across the department. I hope you enjoyed the short insight into my role as an accessibility lead and software engineer, along with some of the work we're doing in the BBC to make our online products as accessible as possible for our audiences. If you'd like to chat about accessibility, ostomies, or anything at all really, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or LinkedIn. If you'd like some cat photos, there's also my Instagram. Thanks everyone, and I hope you all have an awesome evening.